That's all right, isn't it? Just being able to do a quick training exercise over Pompei first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay, kids, where are you? So listen, in Roman time, Pompei was by the sea. They excavated, recently they discovered the port, the harbor. You see, right at the bottom of the tree there, on the right side, you see like stone rings with holes, where Romans used to leave the boats, Okay, so this is the port. When Vesuvius erupted, the ash and the Pompeius covered this place totally. So where used to be the ocean is today the ocean 1 kilometer far away. After 3 days eruption, Pompeii was under 10 meters of ash and pumice, and the city disappeared. So for 2,000 years, people continued to make wine on the top. They did not know that under the hill was a city. This building was identified like a Roman Airbnb. Pompeii was like New York, a big city with a lot of people, with a lot of money, business. So if you wanted to stay for the night, spa, rooms facing the sea. In that time we had a huge wave, fantastic wave, view, Capri, yeah? You don't see the view obviously because today we have the trees and the countryside has changed. But in that time, they were right by the sea. Okay. Listen, family, Vesuvio has changed its shape. We have a picture that was found in Napoli, Pompei. Today you can see it in Napoli Archaeological Museum. So that's Vesuvio before the eruption. If you see the Vesuvio, Vesuvio should be the one on the right. There was only one mountain, the one on the right. This mountain was dormant. Yeah, the smaller one was much higher than today, like Mount St. Helen. It was dormant. For 800 years, imagine no activity. Inhabitants living in Pompeii forgot what was a volcano. But after many centuries, the mountain became active. There was a big earthquake that destroyed Pompeii 17 years before the eruption. And 17 years later, the big explosion. In only 3 days, the mountain exploded, came out Vesuvio on the left. So we have the mother and the son. So the old Vesuvio is the mother. Today has another name. It's called Somma. Somma used to be Vesuvio. Somma exploded and is now the new volcano Vesuvio. Okay?
Cat's in his cat.
This is my cat. If you want to take a picture, 10 euro, eh? 10 euro, eh? Work for me.
That's cheap.
Okay. Okay, you can see there the strato. You see the strato, the layer? It's how much ash covers Pompeii, no? 10 meters. No lava, no? The volcano blew up, and that's the layer. 10 meters. Where we are, that's height, yeah, covered totally. The city was discovered by accident. In 1592, they were digging out a canal for irrigation. Next to Pompeii flows a river. They excavated the canal, and while they were digging out the canal, removing the ash, they discovered Pompeii. They didn't understand what's Pompeii. So the discovery of Pompeii was by accident. All you see has been excavated. No, Pompeii was not Roman. Pompeii already existed before the Romans. Pompeii was founded by local people. We call them Seneti. They were living Seneti up to the mountain. They were trying to find a way by the sea to exchange their properties. My British cousin Pink Floyd made a concert. In 1972. Yeah, in the arena.
Wow.
The arena. Yeah. It's called technically amphitheater because it comes from the addition of two theaters, round theater. So this is the first one of the action time. The modern for many other similar buildings all around the Roman Empire. So the Romans came, they introduced cement. So before dry, you see cement, concrete. Okay, we have a different type of wall. This type of wall, without any design, is called incertum. When you see bricks, latericium. Yeah. When you see it looks like nets, reticulatum. Different type of wall technique. This one, tufa of Napoli underground. Napoli lays on tufa.
All right.
It looks like a net, it's anti-seismic against earthquakes. In Pompei we had about 50,000 inhabitants, big traffic. For the first time Roman used to plan pavements for pedestrians. The pavements were shuttered to protect pedestrians in case of rain, in case of sun. If you're thirsty, if you're hungry, here's a McDonald's. Yeah? Sliding door, counter. Imagine a beautiful lady like Samantha Fox, Sophia Loren, smiling at you. The pot has the function to keep a food at wine temperature. If you fill the pot with the wine and food has the capacity to maintain the temperature. Okay? So when you see sliding door with the counter, is a fast food. When you see sliding door without a counter, is a shop. They already had the running water. Look at the original 2,000 years pipe, lead pipe. Because obviously Pompei was one of the first cities where Romans used the gravity to push water for the kilometers. And you know, there was one decantation tank where the water from the aqueduct was taken, from where the water was redistributed all around the city. You see 2,000 years old pipe. Okay? In case of rain, the roads became like river. Roman invented zebra crosswalks. In case of rain, yeah, you can walk across. The distance over the wheels of the chariots is 1 meter. So we have the perfect space where the free passage, 2 donkeys with the wheels. When you have 1, 2 stones, one way. When you see 3 stones, double way, either way. Now, we are walking on the original 2,000 years old pavement. The forum, the center of the city is only for pedestrians, and you can see the parking. You see the horse parking. You park your horses here, you walk on foot there, the forum is only for pedestrians. Do you see where is today the sea? The ocean? The ocean used to be right at the bottom. That's the matter why the name of the gate is called the sea gate. Here's another fast food. When you see the steps, it's the entrance of an elegant Roman house. Early in the morning, the owner would already come out to meet the guests, telling them how we're all space, welcome guests, to negotiate. Romans used to work in the morning. After midday, Romans they don't work anymore. In the afternoon, they would already spend time for the social activities. Free time for the social activities. The Greeks and the Romans say, if you work after midday, you are a slave. Okay? So
It's a good rule.
absolutely. Because the most important issue is to realize what would already make you a man, to make a citizen of the city, because the city is for the citizen. And so in the afternoon you must have a free time for the social activities. Yes?
Perfect.
So
They didn't have weekends. They didn't do weekends.
only slaves have weekends.
So
You
every
must-
day was like that.
Yeah, I mean, every day Roman had the time in the afternoon to go to the bath, to take care of the body, to the Greek theater for the brain, music, or if you're an easy guy like me, gladiators fights, okay, parties, traveling a lot, yeah. Pompei was really a nice place to have fun, yeah. Okay. When the volcano erupted, it was the strength of the volcano that destroyed all the second and third floor of the houses. If in the night you don't see very well, Romans invented cat's eyes. The Roman cities were very dark, so you see these tiny pieces of marble would already have the function to reflect the moonlight, starlight. Listen, if at the end of the tour you wish, down there by the exit is a museum called Antiquarium for free, where you can see more other victims. I mean, Pompei was a city where people were living, The volcano erupted, a lot of people died, you can still see the bodies, okay? So it's down there, the antiquarium, if you want.
Are those the bodies that they filled with concrete as like a
Yeah,
cast?
we will see, I'll tell you all the story, don't worry.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a cast, yes.
It's yeah.
Okay, you don't see the traces of the chariots? No traffic. That is the highest point over the hill where the city was found. So if you excavate the 5 meters underground, we find the remain of the foundation of the city, the Acropolis, okay? So where was the Acropolis? The Roman established the forum. That was the center of the actual city. Now we enter on the right, this is the most imposing public building ever. Okay. The name of this building is Basilica. It's the first oldest basilica of the world. It was built 150 before Christ. In ancient Greek language, basilica means the king's hall. The king is the judge. This is, the courthouse, the tribunal, the palace of justice. The architect was Greek, but the people building it came from Pompei. We have the main entrance open to the forum, main square. We have 3 galleries called naves. Now, you see, they had a great idea because although the building is so huge, they try to recycle. For example, instead of the bricks, they would already recycle the old terracotta tiles. They cut off them finally, building up very high columns with the fluting 10 meters high. And when the skeleton of the building was ready, they covered all with stucco. And if you look at the wall, it seems to be like marble. It's fake marble. It's fantastic. And you see this a little bit of the reproduction of the place where we are. When Romans conquered Pompei, they find this building so imposing, they copied all around the Roman Empire. Many centuries later, when Rome became Christian, the Christians copied the building because has plenty of space for the community. So later on, Basilica will be the official word used by the Christian for the church. Okay? So if you want to take a picture, I give you 1 British second, please, for your pleasure. Only British people joke. Okay, so please don't forget that all this place was under 10 meters of ash and pumice, yeah? No lava, ash and pumice, yeah. See that the shape has completely changed, you see? Okay, so this one is the lower one on the right. When after 800 years the mountain erupted, came out Vesuvius on the left. So if you see the original mountain, you should connect to the slopes of the 2 mountains. And you rebuild the original mountain. We are 10 kilometers south. At the bottom of Vesuvius, there is another magnificent Roman city called the Herculaneum, Ercolano. Okay? Now, all the information about the volcanic eruptions of Vesuvius, we have to thank the only survivor of the eruption. His name is Pliny the Younger. Pliny the Younger saw the eruption 30 years after the eruption. He wrote 2 letters to a Roman historian, Tacitus. So we have the letters of Pliny the Younger to Tacitus, the only document that speaks about the eruption that gives us the details, the date, and so on. Pliny the Younger says to Tacitus, "Dear friend Tacitus, at the time of the eruption I was 17 years old. I was hosted by my uncle Pliny the Elder, the greatest and most important scientist of the Roman Empire, admiral of the navy. In that time, 60 kilometers north, the Romans had in the northern Napoli a big port for the navy called the Miseno. No? So if you go in the north of Napoli, we still have a big natural bay. That was the place where Roman had the port of the navy. That was the place where Pliny the Younger was. Pliny the Younger says it was 79 after Christ. October 24th, 1 p.m., I was studying. I heard an explosion. I went out the balcony and I saw on the top of Vesuvio something similar to an umbrella pine. I was afraid. I did not really know what's happening. So I went to my uncle. I said, Uncle, what is happening? My uncle told me, Vesuvius was a caldera. Now it's an active volcano. Do you want to come with me to take notes? We organize an expedition. And he said, no, Uncle, I'm sorry. I have to finish homework you gave me. So I'm sorry, I have to finish homework. But very soon, a lady living in another city, Herculaneum, Restina, friend of the admiral, she was the friend of Pliny the Elder, she sent a message of help. So Pliny the Elder, the admiral, immediately understood that there was a very bad situation. So he organized the navy, and he tried to say to Herculaneum, to rescue people there. The sea started being rough. We had the long-lasting thick rain of Ancient Pomis. The wind was strong, so Pliny the Elder understood that it was not possible for him to dock in Herculaneum. It was even not possible to go back to the port, and the wind pushed him to Stabia. Stabia is another city called today Castellammare di Stabia, where Pliny the Elder docked, and he died many hours later, suffocated from the gas. In the meanwhile, we had the long-lasting thick rain of Ancient Pomis, poor inhabitants that did not really know what doing. So they decided to stay safely in the homes, but after many hours, under the coastal rain of Ancient Pomis, roofs collapsed. They all died. But you know, Roman buildings had more than a floor, so a lot of citizens waited by the upper floor. They survived. We had the fugitives. So during the eruption that lasted 3 days, on the second day, we still had the people surviving. It was still very dark. These people decided to escape on the second day, between 7:30 and 8 a.m., when they thought it was the end of this phenomenon. Pompei was already covered by 3 meters of Ancient Pomis. They were not able absolutely to see any way to move to. When they tried to escape, the big cloud we saw the day before went to 32 kilometers in the sky. The climax was broken, and all this material would already become a mix of gas, pomace, and pulver, came down like an avalanche, like a flow, at the speed of 300 kilometers per hour, 500 degrees, came to Pompei, different times, destroyed in the impact of the central floor, and killed all these people in a terrible way, either suffocated or maybe the thermic shock. Pompei disappeared 79 after Christ, October 24th to 1 p.m. In 1592, digging out a canal for irrigation, they discovered remains of a Roman house, but they did not really understand what was Pompei. Only when Napoli was run by a Spanish king, Carl of Bourbons, in 1748, the king was informed that in this area, a lot of British people working for the British Museum were coming to excavate without permission. Okay, so to avoid that, the British Museum would already have reached, their magnificent collections. So in 1748, they started the official excavations of the archaeological site of Pompei. Okay, 1748. So now, family, listen. The place where we are is called the Forum, the center of the city where people met every day. And this is a little bit the reconstruction of the Forum. Romans conquered Pompei. They wanted to abolish the Forum instead of the old tufa. Look, marble, yeah, that is the temple of the main god Jupiter. They were pagan. They had the 3 gods, Jupiter, Juno, Minerva. All around is a porch to protect the citizens in case of rain, in case of sun. There was a porch on the top, like in the theater, like Covent Garden, the most beautiful theater of the world, where if you are a sender, you would already be in between the columns on a bench and enjoy the morning activity of the square. When it's raining, under the main step, we can still see the sewer system. The drainage, yeah? It's a kind of underground canalization called the Cloaca Maxima. So it runs all around the city, it gathers all the rain, and it's connected to private public toilets. So it gathers the waste, and the rainwater flows to the sea. Imagine it's a kind of tunnel, yeah? It's 1 meter 50 centimeter deep, 2 meters broad, covered by 2 finger size waterproof cement. It's still working after 2,000 years. It's okay? Okay, now if you want to take a great picture of yourself with your darling, please follow me. It's a much better darling, Honey is a little bit too poetic. Oh my honey, are you can call a woman my honey? Are you big? Huh? Yeah. With a honey, you want to reach people on the way to meet me. Miami cooks too much pasta with tomatoes. Okay.